So as it turns out, Kylie Jenner is stepping forward with a new apology.
Kylie Jenner promoted her friend's GoFundMe page after his terrible accident, but fans are calling her out over what they're calling Kylie's cheap donation.
He used to be so...
We all know the Kardashians are great at getting themselves involved in controversies and drama. This time it was none other than Kylie Jenner who is taking heavy criticism from the internet and her fans. What exactly did Jenner do that brought her to this point that she has to look at apologizing? We're gonna cover all of that for you inside of this video. By the time you're done watching this, you can let me know in the comments section about your thoughts on her apology. Believe it or not, the act that got Kylie in trouble was supposedly an act of charity. Well, if that's what you want to call it anyway. It all started when Kylie shared a GoFundMe link on her social media. On the off chance that you have no clue what GoFundMe is, it is a crowdfunding website typically used by people that are in dire need of help. There are other crowdfunding platforms out there such as Indiegogo, but they're more of a startup for fundraisers with a business aim. Anyway, the GoFundMe shared by Kylie was for a person called Samuel Rauda. The details said that Samuel had gotten into an accident and needed urgent money for surgery. The aim of the fundraiser was $10,000. It didn't exactly say how Samuel got into the accident in the first place or what the surgery was even for, but it is more than safe to assume that the money was required for medical bills. I'm sure that it is no surprise to any of you that healthcare in the United States is exorbitantly expensive. How is Kylie the bad person in this story? I'm gonna leave that for you to decide, but I'm gonna share with you what happened along with my opinion at the end. So the GoFundMe shows that Kylie Jenner donated a sum of $5,000. After that, she shared the link of that GoFundMe in her Instagram story, urging people to go help Samuel. Kylie said, and I quote, "May God watch over you and protect you at Makeup by Samuel." She also attached a black and white photo of Samuel in this post. Then Kylie goes on to say, "Take a moment to say a prayer for Sam, who got into an accident this past weekend, and swipe up to visit his family's GoFundMe." The Instagram story expires within 24 hours, but the screenshot has been making rounds on social media ever since. So far, this doesn't exactly sound like Kylie is becoming a supervillain, does it? Well, at this point, we're just gonna get into the part that the people really didn't like. Basically, Kylie has a net worth of more than $700 million. That is a lot of money. The amount Kylie donated was $5,000. To put that into perspective, if Kylie decided to make another donation of $5,000, she would have completed Samuel's GoFundMe goal herself. If she decided to make 120,000 donations worth $5,000 each, she would still have more than $100 million to her name. So to answer a question that's probably in your head, who even is Samuel and why did Kylie share his GoFundMe? Samuel is a makeup artist who has worked with stars like Kylie Jenner, Khloe Kardashian, Camila Cabello, Bella Thorne, Bebe Rexha, and many other stars. But people began to lash out at Kylie for being cheap. And like, I get it, she donated $5,000, but the fact that she decided to ask the rest of the world to add to the pot instead of taking care of it herself did not sit well with her fans. Twitter began to blow up with tweets about Kylie and if her behavior was appropriate. Here is one of the thousands of such tweets. A Twitter user wrote, "Kylie shows off her closet filled with dozens of 50K plus frickin' bags, but can't spare some money for her friend?" I definitely understand where this guy is coming from. When you click on Kylie Jenner's story for the day, you are looking at tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands, in a single picture. So to have her post a tragic incident and only donate a measly 5K towards it disappointed so many of her fans. Here's another person agreeing with that perspective. This Twitter user wrote, "Kylie Jenner is disgusting for asking us regular people to donate to her friend's GoFundMe when she owns Birkins worth more than the GoFundMe's goal. Sis is a whole billionaire." Yes, if you count her cosmetic business and its worth, Kylie is quite easily a billionaire. That 700 million figure is really only the wealth attached directly to her name. Regardless, it is a staggering number. If you followed the Kardashians for even a single day on their social media, you would know that they don't back away from talking back to their critics. Well, seeing the internet going crazy about the whole GoFundMe issue, Kylie decided to write back. Here's what she said. Sam isn't my makeup artist, and unfortunately, we don't have a personal relationship anymore, but I have worked with him a few years ago, and I think he's the sweetest. My favorite part of that is how she was quick to point out that it wasn't like Samuel was her personal makeup artist, as people were making it out to be. But yeah, that disappointment is still there. Kylie did go on about everything from her heart and how she was going to be nice, but people were quick to point out something very contradictory to her words. It was revealed that the very night that Kylie donated that $5,000 and posted her story, she flew Kendall Jenner out to New York in her private jet. That flight alone should have cost Kylie $50,000. Now, I'm not saying that Kylie should have canceled that trip or anything, but if $50,000 is just another day for Kylie's traveling expenses, surely she could have just covered Samuel's cost out of pocket. Again, I'm not saying that she should have gone above and beyond to help a former makeup artist, but how about donating enough that Samuel reaches his goal? The fact that she expects the rest of the world to do that, who are not even close to being as rich as Kylie, makes things look really, really bad. I really don't want to be too hard on Kylie here, but I'm gonna be honest. That was absolutely selfish of her. There are people out there that donated just as much as Kylie and didn't even bother showing their name. Maybe Kylie could have told Samuel that having a former employer such as her, Samuel doesn't need to run a GoFundMe for himself. Let's just be real honest here. Having to ask for funds from anyone else in the world can be a little hard for your self-respect. Kylie could have saved him all of this trouble by just sending him a check, and it wouldn't have even dented Kylie's finances. Maybe she just wanted to appear nice and humanitarian by sharing a GoFundMe, but it ended up backfiring. In any case, it does help in showing that these billionaires aren't as humane as they pretend to be. At the end of the day, I do think the world has far bigger villains than the likes of Kylie Jenner. So yeah, I wouldn't go as far as aggressively trying to cancel Kylie on the internet. But the fact that the people made her realize her selfishness so much that she had to go out and speak about it, that is a little bit comforting. I don't believe that these billionaires or the Kardashians are necessarily bad people. It's just that their lifestyle is so different from the common person that they cannot even begin to see the trouble in their actions. It's like these people are living in their own little fantasy world. That's really what bothers me. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and comment down below your own thoughts about Kylie's mess. Is she in the wrong, or are people wrong for criticizing her? I told you my thoughts, now I'll be waiting for yours. Take care and have a wonderful day.